Hey folks, welcome back to another Paul Masters video. And I'm not feeling super well today. Might have catched the cold. It's not the Rona, it's not the Rona. I should be fine. I haven't went out in like forever. So don't expect too many videos today, alright? But we are going to stream the May summons when that happens later tonight, hopefully. So stay tuned for that. That should be fun. And yeah, obviously tomorrow we'll have all the May videos up and whatever else is. I think there's a bunch of stuff going on. But anyways, let's talk about the issue at hand. And the issue at hand is called May, and this is definitely something interesting, right? So May coming tonight, right? The banner, Spotlight Scout banner, right? As for the unit, let's first go over the unit first before we talk about anything else, right? As for the sync pair, May is a phenomenal sync pair, right? In my opinion, she's probably like straight up like top 3 in the game, right? She's incredibly powerful. She's a Rain Dance unit with MP refresh on Rain Dance. On top of that, she might be like the whole game's like most effective damage dealer overall, right? And that's pretty scary. That is pretty scary. So let's just go over her stuff. Again, these are level 125 stats, because I don't know why they haven't upgraded or updated their stats to 130. You still have them at 125, but whatever, right? So, in terms of her stats, she has really good HP, right? Great defense and special defense, bad speed, right? And solid special attack, right? That's almost 3,000 special attack. And once you mega it, you got 357 special attack, which is fantastic. Got over 200 defenses, and that's very cool, right? So obviously you do see some deficiencies here in terms of like stats. Like the speed's not great. However, the speed is not an issue because it will get fixed once we go over the kit, right? So as for his moves, as Muddy Water, which is a water type AoE, which is the only like not bad water AoE in the game. The other one being a bubble, which is not anything crazy, right? So we got Muddy Water, which is good base power, right? As most 3-gauge moves are. Actually, it's not the best, unfortunately. But you can obviously fix that with something like Sabrina, Lisa, or Sinzu Lisa, right? And then you have the moderate chance of lowering the target's accuracy, which is very good and important. Because we'll go over it later, right? But just remember, it lowers the opponent's accuracy. As Rain Dance, which is Rain Dance, Rain is incredibly powerful, right? Whether teams in this team or in this game is just broken. Earth Power, which is nice to have a single target move, and a relatively effective one, right? And just another like ground type option, right? It's not going to be like as good as like Cynthia's. I mean, well, it's Cynthia, right? But it's good. It's a solid ground type option for Swampert, right? Moving on to the trainer move, we got. Ready for this. Charge move gauge by 2. Raises user's special attack and crit rate. It's fine, I guess. Nothing too special. I mean, +1 crit, +1 special attack. It's good. Move gauge, cool, I guess. Moving on to the sync move. So the sync move is fantastic. If you're wondering what the heck, why is the sync move fantastic? Well, it's a tech sync pair, right? So you do have, well, first of all, you become Mega Swampert, and then you get a 2 times sync move multiplier when it's rainy. So on top of like having 1.5 from rain, you get another 2 times because it's a tech sync pair, and that is pretty nuts, right? She's actually the #1 sync nuker in the game. Like if we like compare some numbers, right? Let me see. Her sync nuke is, alright, 2 times as powerful as Delphox's, 2 times as powerful as Mega Charizard's, 2 times as powerful, more than 2 times as powerful as Emboar's, right? Stronger than Empoleon's, Starmie's, Mega Sharpedo's, Mega Metagross's. It's like twice, or 4, almost, like 3 times Mega Metagross's damage, or sync nuke, right? Yeah. Twice Olivia's sync nuke damage. This thing hits incredibly hard, even though it's, the base power is low because of Mega, but the multipliers that she gets on this is insane. You get the Rain multiplier, you get the innate, built-in 2x multiplier, and then you have another multiplier on the Synchro as well. This thing's crazy, right? So moving on, or is it on the passive? Oh no, it's on the Synchro. Moving on to the passives, you got Raging Rain 3, Racing Rain 2, and Dizzying Power. This is extra 30% of your damage up on your moves when it's rainy, and then an extra 30% if you lower the opponent's accuracy to -6, right? And then you got Racing Rain, which quickly charges the move gauge in rain. And 1-2 Mega. I don't know why this site took away Dizzying Power, but according to Crash and according to looking at the data mine, it should still have it, right? Dizzying Power, but Raging Rain 3 turns into Raging Rain 5, like 1.5 on top of 1.5, and these aren't additive multipliers, right? The reason why this is so powerful is because these are multiplicative multipliers, right? A lot of other multipliers, like say, if you have like a crit strike 3 plus like a ramming speed, that's additive. That's like peanuts, right? Oh, it's not peanuts, still like a decent amount. It's like 50%, but like these are like separate multipliers that we're talking about in terms of rain, right? So Raging Rain 5, that's separate multiplier with the rain damage, 1.5 there, and then another additive damage with Dizzying Power as well, right? And then you got Racing Rain 4. Yeah, you really shouldn't have too much issues with your gauge, right? So, on top of that, it's like, honestly, the really, really great thing about Mei is like most of Mei's stuff is at her 1 out of 5. You really don't get too much. I mean, there are some like good things on the Synchro, don't get me wrong, right? Like the MP refresh for rain is like at your 2 out of 5. But like in terms of if you're just trying to do damage, you basically have all your damage stuff built into Swampert. And her Muddy Water damage is also like top 5, top 3 in the game as well, right? Incredibly good damage there. Like this does. Let me see. Let me just double check, just in case I saw something wrong. Yeah, Swampert has more damage than Mega Garchomp does in Sand, which is pretty crazy, right? Pretty crazy. So. All right. On top of that, we got some stuff in the Synchro as well, right? We have. Well, I mean, if you want to run Earth Power, you got extra Surging Sand there with Sand Shelter. But in terms of like interesting stuff, Rain Dance MP Refresh. Unfortunately, it is MP Refresh 2. So that kind of sucks, right? It would have been better if it was MP Refresh 3. Not the biggest heal in the world, but I don't like MP Refresh 2s. Anyways, moving on, I got Refreshing Rain, so you could heal in rain on top of your relatively good bulk, right? You got Inclement Intellect 6, great chance of raising special attack in rain. This is nice, I guess. So like you could afford running physical sports, but like I don't really care about this one that much. It's just like if you're just super short on supports, I guess you could go for that, right? Got Dire Rain, +1 crit in rain, so you don't like honestly, you don't even like need to like if you really want. She could be like 100% self-sufficient if you just like pick up like Dire Rain and Inclement Intellect, so you could get yourself to +6 special attack and +3 crit, right? As long as there's rain up, right? You got On a Roll, increase your chances of decreasing opponent's accuracy with Muddy Water, which is really important to trigger Dizzying Power, although you don't need your Muddy Water to decrease your opponent's accuracy to make Dizzying Power the most effective, right? You could just run Clement or some other, or Mudsdale, right? You decrease their, although Clement's much better than Mudsdale, to decrease your opponent's accuracy. As for some other stuff, you got Hide and Sink, which the more, we've talked about that earlier, the more the accuracy is, the more, that's basically a, haymaker for accuracy down, right? So yeah, she is pretty crazy. And there really isn't anything in the game that's going to stop her, unfortunately. Also, Power Reserve's 4, but no one cares. I mean, if you could, like, trigger it, like, her... you know what? Let me see what she has in Power Reserve 4, which, again, doesn't really matter because Power Reserve 4 is not good. But just for the fun of it, let's see. Yeah, she becomes the second highest damage dealer in the game. And if you factor in the AoE extra multiplier, she becomes the #1 damage dealer in the game on her Muddy Water if you have Power Reserve 4 activated. but we don't, and it's not good. Don't pick up Power Reserve 4. All right, so good stuff, really really good stuff. She's a fantastic sync pair. Unbelievable, right? Again, one of the top units in the game. Here's the issue. Her banner is not great, right? It's a Spotlight Scout. Generally, Spotlight Scouts are, 7% 5-star rates in comparison to the 10% on Pokefairs, right? Although the featured units rates are the same, they're all 2%, right? On their initial runs, right? Pokefair has the same rates for the featured unit as the Spotlight Scouts. So I wouldn't say like there's absolutely no value in summoning on Spotlight Scouts. But here's the thing: if you're a free to play player, right? Unless you're just like the biggest Mei stand in the world and you just cannot wait to get Mei, you just have to get your hands on Mei like as soon as possible. Then okay, sure, go for it, right? But otherwise, I'm actually kind of coming around on these rerun banners. The more I think about them, right, the more the rerun banners look slightly enticing because they actually like give like the rates are slightly lower for future units because usually they have like 2 units in there, right? It's 1.5% chance for each. That's obviously 0.5% chance lower. But you also, if you do get them on those banners, that's an extra 3 power-ups that you could use on these, which are really good, honestly, when you think about them, right? So that is definitely an option if you just wait for her to like rerun on some other banner. Should you just summon on this one? Man, again, it's really because she's really, really good. But again, the banner, like Spotlight Scouts, are straight up, they're just slightly worse than Pokefairs, right? But then the other issue is with Pokefairs, you're not getting a featured, Mei on a Pokefair. That's you're not going to feature not Pokefair units on Pokefair banners, right? That makes no sense. Yeah, this is a tough one. Like, if you are someone who like spends a bit on the game, right? Not too much, if you just spend a bit, it's probably a good idea to wait and pick her up in a few months on like on a select scout, right? That could be an option, because you get to 100% guaranteed picker, right? But that's probably, it's gonna take a while till we get Mei on a select scout though. But all right, okay, you know what? Here's the deal. If you don't really have any issues with the game's content at the moment, there's really no point in summoning for Mei, right? Unless, again, if you're just like the biggest Mei stand in the world, you love Mei, right? Or Swampert, right? Okay, go for it. However, otherwise, I'd probably still not, right? Like, the only situation is, like, if you're really just struggling with the game's content and you really just got nothing, water type wise, and you just desperately need, like, something like out of like a rain team or I mean, here's the funny thing about running rain teams with Mei. Mei is like, if you're running a rain team, Mei is just better than any of the water type strikers of the whole game in terms of dealing damage, which is slightly ironic. But if you are just missing like a water type damage healer, you could go for it, because like the other really great upside about Mei as a Spotlight Scout banner, right, is unlike a lot of other Spotlight Scout units, you really don't need 3 copies. You only like really just need like 1 copy to maximize her damage potential. 2 copies if you want Rain Refresh, which in my opinion is pretty important, but you could also sort of live without it, right? 3 out of 5 really isn't necessary. Like, it's just to get that extra, like the 3 out of 5 just makes her like, slightly, it's just it really is not necessary at all. Like 2 out of 5 you basically get everything, right? You get Rain MPR and you get Hide and Sync, and that's honestly all you need, right? 3 out of 5 it doesn't really get you too much. Obviously, stuff like this is fun, it's good, right? Honor Roll is good to have, Refresh and Rain's nice to have, but like, and none of these are really necessary in my opinion. So it really is something that could just work at 1 out of 5, and again, basically be at like 95% complete at 2 out of 5. So it is a relatively cheap unit to invest in as well for being something this powerful. It's kind of crazy. But again, banner wise, you are getting slightly lower rates. Like if you like basically have like all the other 5 stars in the game, like, or I wouldn't say like a decent amount of a decent amount of the 5 stars in the game, I guess you could go for it, because that just lowers your your interest in summoning on Pokefear banner. I mean, it doesn't really matter if you have all the other ones, right? But otherwise, it's tough. It's a really tough one, right? But maybe just save on this one, folks, right? Maybe just save on this one. Yeah. This is a tough one, man. This is a really, really tough one. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm just giving recommendations. Whatever you want to do with your own money, that's your gems, right? That's at the end of the day, the control is in your hands. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna pull a politician move here and just throw the responsibility back to yourself, right? But again, I'd probably recommend either wait for like a rerun or a select scout or something else in the future, just because this banner's just not that. Again, it's Spotlight Scout, right? I guess you do get the coins. I don't think the coins are really that worth it though. But yeah, I'd probably just wait. And hope to get her on like some other future banner. Because in my opinion, the power ups are probably slightly more worth it than coins. I don't know. Move candies are better though. But they do give you like a bit more value in terms of getting like a May or whatever, right? But maybe you could just do like the first 3 multis, just get like 3 coins. You know what? No, scrap that idea. Don't summon for the coins. Do not summon for the coins. I take that back. Anyways, yeah, those are probably your options, right? If you really, really just need if you really, really need May, right? If you really are struggling with water type damage on your team, then you could potentially go for it. But otherwise, I'd probably just wait, right? So, anyways, that's been this one, I guess. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me guys think in the comments down below. Like me with this video, so on the channel for some more Pokemon Masters content. I'm not doing doing videos like these. I'm not a greatest. I'm not. I have my issues when it comes to making hard decisions, man. I don't know. Anyways, have fun, folks. Good luck for those who are summoning, and I'll see you guys later tonight when we hope not catch heaven on this banner.